Woof. Hello again, YouTube, and welcome to yet another deck profile. I hope you missed them, because there's quite a few that I could go on to. This time around, it's not on anything character-wise, nothing on anything related to the anime or anything like that. This time around, it is my furry deck. I call it a furry deck because it is full of animals that have lots of fur on them. Pretty much, quote-unquote, a beast deck. There's no other archetype that's within this type other than maybe some of the synchros. This deck is purely for fun, so it's not trying to be anything competitive, but it does have a little bit of an edge, which makes it all the more powerful and all the more fun to play against. I hope that you guys, when watching this, don't critique it on how tournament winning it is, or anything like that. I just want to have it for fun. So, without further ado, let's move over to my wonderful Yugi mat and get started. So, as any deck profile, let's start off with the main deck. So, without further ado, let's actually go through the breakdown. Our first two cards are two chain dogs. These guys are absolutely amazing. If he's in your graveyard and you have two, count them, two face-up beast-type monsters on your field, you can basically special summon him, and he's basically a Quillbolt Hedgehog, because I can synchro with him, and I special summon him, and boom, I remove him from play, so that way I can sync for one of my horned synchros, you know, the horses. Alright, next up, the main tuner of the deck, which is 3 egotistical apes. Whenever I bring this guy out, my perfect combination is pretty much discarding chain dogs, so that way I can special summon egotistical ape. 99% of the time, for his effect, I usually lower his level for whatever I discard, so that way most of the time he's either a level 1 or level 3 or a level 2 tuner monster. And it really helps out with bringing out the horse synchros. Because I can pretty much just bring out one of them for free on the turn. Alright, next up, 2 elephants. I don't use his effect. I've never really used his effect in this deck. He's mainly just a tuner support. And discard for egotistical ape. Next up, 1 flame tiger. I'm finally glad that I got this in a tin recently. He's wonderful. 1800, 0 defense. If he's in my graveyard during my draw phase, I can special summon him instead of drawing, and he's like Chain Dog. If he gets removed from the field, he's removed from play after the effect. Great guy. Alright, next up, pretty much the big hitter of the deck, if my synchros fail, and that's Green Baboon of Defender of the Forest. If I have him in my hand or in my grave, and most of the time my beasts do get destroyed either by my own card effects or my opponent's card effects, I can pay 1,000, bring him out easy, and I have a 2600 beater on the field. And when you see some of the other stuff in this deck, you'll kind of go, oh my gosh, this is cool! Next up, 1 Goldfax of the Nordic Beaks, or as some tournament people like to call him, My Little Pony. He's a great 4-star tuner. That's mainly why I have him in the deck. In case all of my other tuners fail, I have another 4-star. And he's a nice 1600, which makes great headway for many things. Next up, 1 Key Mouse. His effect, if he's destroyed in battle and sent to the grave, I can add a level 3 or lower beast type monster for my deck to my hand. And there are a lot of good level 3 or lower beasts in this deck that really help out, and I'll be getting to them in just a few moments. Otherwise, he's a nice tuner or a nice discard fodder for Egotistical Ape, which is really nice too. Next up, one King Tiger Wangu. If I didn't have this guy in the deck, I would probably be losing a lot of games because of his 1400 or less command. The only thing I have to worry about is flip summons, and the other thing I have to worry about is my own beasts, because it does also affect me as well. But otherwise, he's a nice tuner effect and a nice 1700 beater that helps out too. Next up, 3 Mind Moles. I need to have 3 because once per turn he can't be destroyed in battle, and also if he's used as a synchro material for a beast synchro type monster and sent to the grave, I get to draw a card, which is a really nice effect. As some of you put it, it's a +1, so I pretty much get off a lot of good draws, like spells and traps that I absolutely need, or beasts that I need for later. Next up, 3 Nibblemangas. I call him Gabby Davis, nicknamed after the gold medalist female gymnast from America, because she's named the Flying Squirrel. I need 3 in the deck, otherwise this card is pretty much useless for the most part. He's great because if he gets destroyed in battle and sent to the grave, I gain 1,000, and I get to special summon up to 2 more from my deck in face down defense. Really good card in the first opening hands, especially if I can get him into my hand, and also I can use him as synchro material for some of my other synchros. Next up, 1 Raikou. He's pretty much a staple for this deck. He's a beast, so it really helps out. And plus, I can mill out any chain dogs or any other beasts that I may not need or may need for later. Next up, 1 Sea Koala. This guy is absolutely brilliant when I have him out. As long as I have at least one other face-up beast-type monster on the field, I can target 1 face-up monster on my opponent's side of the field and have its attack go to 0 for the turn. So I pretty much make all of those big hitters that I may go up against go to becoming little weak guys. So, absolutely fun. Next up, 2 super nimble mega hamsters, or as I like to call him in this deck, Hamtaro. He's absolutely fun and brilliant in this deck, as you've seen so far, because I can get out my Mind Moles, I can get out my Nibblemangas, I can get out my Key Mouse, I can get out my Sea Koala, or the next card that's absolutely brilliant. And he's got a nice defense, and he's a nice 4-star that I can flip up for my turn and then use as a synchro material if I can. And the last monster, of course, which is the one that I was about to get to, is 1 Tree Otter. Absolutely amazing. He's kind of the opposite of Sea Koala. As long as I have 1 other face-up beast-type monster on the field, I can target 1 beast-type monster, including Tree Otter, and have its attack go to 1,000 for the turn. So it makes my little guys stronger and makes my big guys even bigger. And there's quite a few other cards that help them get big. So now on to the spells, which are the really crucial part of helping out the deck really well. 1 Book of Moon. It's kind of a staple, and it also helps out with those attacks that would pretty much kill me or hurt me really badly. So I say, oh, Book of Moon, flip you down. And I also combo it with another card that you'll see later in the deck. Next up, 1 Closed Forest. It's a field spell that is absolutely crucial in this deck. If I had more, I would absolutely cry because it's so good. All of my beast-type monsters gain 100 for every monster in the graveyard. So, if I play this card late game, I pretty much make any beast-type monster super powered. I've had it where my monsters gain over 1,000, so I've had them gain 1,200, 1,400, sometimes even 2,000 if I'm really lucky. late game playing this card, and plus your opponent can't play a new field spell to kill this off, and if they kill it off with one of their spells and traps, they can't play any field spells during that turn. So either way, it's pretty much a win for me when I put this down. Doesn't guarantee me the win of the game, of course, but it's absolutely cool and brilliant to have that. Next up, one Lightning Vortex, pretty much a staple, so I can get rid of monsters on my opponent's field. One Magical Mallet. This is a lifesaver because I can shuffle in any spells and traps that I may not need, or any beasts that I may not need in my hand right now, and get some other cards. Most of the time it's really good, or the other times is the really bad part where I draw the same cards I just added in. Next up, one Monster Reborn, staple, and it helps out in bringing some of my other synchros back, or some of my other big hitters back, or anything I may need for a synchro. Two MSTs, Mystical Space Typhoon, staples for spells and trap destruction. One My Body as a shield, so that way I can save my beasts. And most of the time with Nimble Mamanga's help, I really get that point advantage to get them. One Nobleman of Crossout, staple, and this is the other reason why I have Book of Moon in there, so I can combo it with this card, which is a great combo, as many of you know. One Smashing Ground, staple, so I can get rid of monsters. One Spiritual Forest. This is an absolutely great card in this deck. Each turn, the first face-up beast-type monster on my field cannot be destroyed in battle. So I combo this with Mind Mole, so that way they basically have to hit it 3 times in order to kill it off. Which is really fun. And it's fun for all my other beasts. And the last set of spells, 2 Wild Nature's Releases. This card is absolutely fun. I combo it with Chain Dogs, so that way I can make it go to 2700 and it gets killed off in the turn. It's a great combo for Green Baboon as well, so that way end phase, oh, pay 1,000, bring him out. Or use it on anything else that I may need to hit it in the grave, or something that needs to be powered up, for sure. Onto the traps. One Draining Shield, Lifesaver card. Heal my life points by the amount of attack that's hitting me, which is great as well, because I need a lot of life points in order to use off some of the effects. One Dust Tornado, staple for spell and trap destruction. 2 Horn of the Phantom Beast. Sorry, I had to read it there. Wonderful equip card for my deck. 700 attack extra, and if the monster kills it, I get to draw a card, which in this deck it's really good to draw, so you can get the stuff you may need. Magic Cylinder. This card is absolutely a staple in this game, and especially at 3. 3 is really good because you can practically OTK your opponent by just having 3 Magic Cylinders against their big hitters. One Raigeki Break, staple, so I can get rid of stuff that I may not want to face. And one Super Rush Recklessly. This card is absolutely fun to play against X-Seeds and Synchros, because I destroy a beast on my field and I get to return 1 monster on my opponent's field to the deck. So play that against Synchros or X-Seeds, and I can basically counter back with Green Baboon. Now on to the extra deck. We're going to start off with levels this time around. So, first up, 2 Naturia Beasts. This card is absolutely fun and brilliant in this deck, so that way I can just mill the top 2 of my deck to negate any spell. 2 Thunder Unicorns. I run 2 of all of the horse synchros because I bring them out so much and they're so good, and Thunder Unicorn is one of those big helpers in this deck. I basically target 1 face-up monster on my opponent's side of the field, and they decrease their attack by 500 for every monster I control. So he pretty much overpowers anything and runs them over just with his effect alone. 1 Iron Chain Dragon for the 6s, and that's the only 6 I have because I rarely get out any 6s, and if I do, well, there's an option. Now onto the 7s. 1 Ancient Fairy Dragon. This helps out especially if I'm playing against any sort of decks that use field spells, and it helps me bring out any sort of beasts in my hand that I may want. But I rarely bring them out. The ones that I bring out are mainly the beast type synchros. 2 Voltic Bicorns. This guy is absolutely fun. The only downside is that milling is absolutely good for many decks out there. So that's the only downside with him. But I mainly bring him out because he's a nice beater. Hehehe. On to the level 8s. 2 Lightning Tricorns. Pretty much my powerhouse of the deck. 2800, and if he gets killed by anything your opponent has, I get to bring back Voltic Bicorn or Thunder Unicorn in my grave. Most of the time I rarely have them in the grave, so I pretty much bring him out as a first turn. 2800. Scary. And then 1 Red Demon's Dragon, or as everybody knows him, Red Dragon Archfiend. The last synchro in this deck is my comboer with this. I am hoping that I can do it with this deck, but I've never been able to pull it off. Level 9s, only 2 Naturia Leodrakes, 3000 beater. I've been able to have this go up against the Naturia deck where I have 2 Burden of the Mighties and I play Wild Nature's Release. Oh look, no decrease, he's a 3000 hitter, gonna kill ya! So yeah, he's fun. But I don't ever get to bring him out much. And the last one, I have never been able to pull it off with this deck, but I'm hoping at one point I will be able to. 1 Scar Red Nova Dragon. Gains 500 for every tuner in the grave, and as you have seen, there are quite a few tuners in the deck. And he would be absolutely brilliant to have, so if any of you have any suggestions to maybe help this deck be able to pull this card out to be more of the powerhouse and the winning card to help me say, oh look, I come back, that would be absolutely helpful. So that's it, guys. That's the deck. No side deck because this isn't a tournament deck of any sort. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys give me some comments down below, whether it's good, bad, maybe some slight suggestions. Remember, this isn't supposed to be for tournament winning or anything. Like it, favorite it, subscribe to me because I'm fun. I'll have a few more videos later on in the year, probably. I don't know. We'll see what school does for me. And that's about it, guys. See you in the next video.